Good morning, class. Today we'll Good morning, class. Today we'll start with the new topic differentiability. Clear? So we can say that if f is a real valued function and c is a point in its domain, f is a real function and c is a point in its domain, then the function is called differentiable if f dash c is equal to limit x tending to c fx minus fc upon x minus c. This thing we have studied in class 11. Clear? This thing we have studied in class 11th and we have calculated the derivative of different functions like sin x, cos x, sin x square and so on with the help of first principle. Do you remember that? In first principle we use this concept only. Now what does it mean? Are all the functions differentiable? If you will take any of the functions, you can say that all the functions are differentiable. No, all the functions are not differentiable. Then how you will come to know that which function is differentiable and which is not? For that, what we are going to do, like we used to calculate the left hand limit and the right hand limit for any function, for the limit to exist, for any limit to exist, what we used to do? We used to calculate the left hand and the right hand limit. Same way we'll calculate the left hand derivative as well as the right hand derivative. We'll calculate the left hand derivative as well as the right hand derivative. Now how we'll calculate the left hand derivative? What was derivative f dash c? F dash c is given by what? Limit x tending to c. Now here we are having left hand. Left hand means what? Left hand means what? The value of x is a little bit less than c. Okay? A value of x is tending to c. Tending to c means it is approximately equal to c. It can be from the left hand side or from the right hand side. So we'll take the value of x tending to c negative. Negative means what? A little bit less than c. Clear? So what will be the function here? Fx, what was it? Same way we'll write fx minus fc upon x minus c. Now the same way we'll change the limit as we have done it earlier. How we have changed the limit? Which is equal to limit h tending to 0. We are changing the limit. When we are changing the limit, what we do? We change the value of x also. X is tending to c minus and h is tending to 0. That means x is what? X will be equal to c minus h. C minus h minus f of c upon x. Again, instead of x, what we will write? C minus h minus c. So this will be equal to what? Limit h tending to 0 f of c minus h minus f of c upon minus h. This c will get cancelled with c. So we'll get minus h. This is your left hand derivative. This is your left hand derivative. Now we'll calculate the right hand derivative. What it will be? Limit x tending to c plus fx minus fc upon x minus c. Fx minus fc upon, same way, only what we have changed? We have only changed the limit to c plus instead of c minus. X is tending to c minus there and here x is tending to c plus. Now again we'll change the value of x by changing the limit. Limit h tending to 0 f of, what will write instead of x? C plus h. C plus h minus f of c upon c plus h minus c. This will be equal to what? Limit h tending to 0 f of c plus h minus fc upon h. This is your what? RHD. This is your RHD. So you have calculated LHD this much, RHD this much. Now if these two values for any functions are the same as well as finite, if these two values are what? We can say that if LHD, what we can say? Let me rub this up. If you want to write it down, pause the video and write it, copy it down. So what we can say, if your LHD is equal to RHD is equal to some finite value, then we can say that the function, whatever function is given, is differentiable at that particular point. What is that particular point? Can you tell me? Yes, that particular point is what? See, at that particular point we are finding the derivative. Clear? Now, This you have done mathematically. Any question if comes, how you will find whether it is differentiable or not, you will calculate the left hand derivative as well as the right hand derivative, and then you will see that whether the function is differentiable or not. Clear? Now, what is the geometrical meaning of differentiation? That I will explain you. The meaning of differentiation, how we can find it out. Suppose we are having a Cartesian plane. This is our Cartesian plane. Clear? Y is equal to fx is a function. Y is equal to fx is a function. For any function we can draw the graph. Suppose that function is y is equal to fx. Clear? Now this is the graph. Now we have to calculate the differentiability at point A. Suppose we have to calculate the differentiability at point A. So suppose this is the point. Now what is the x and the y coordinate here? This is what? X is equal to, let it be x is equal to c, because we have calculated at c earlier. So I am taking the same point, x is equal to c. So this point will be what? F of c. Y, it will be, we are having two coordinates of a point x and y. X is equal to c, then y is equal to what? Y is equal to fx. Function is what? Y is equal to fx. So y will be equal to what? If we are having x is c, then y will be equal to f of c. So the coordinates will be what? C and f of c. Is this clear? Now we'll take one more point. We'll take one more point here where x is equal to c plus h, where h is a small, very small quantity. I have not taken a small quantity. If I will take small quantity, it will not be visible to you. So imagine this is a very small quantity h. Clear? If not, then also you just see this way only. Clear? X is equal to c plus h. Then corresponding to it, we will have a value f of c plus h. Clear? So this point, let it be B. This is equal to what? C plus h, comma f of c plus h. Is it clear? Same we will take one more point. This point, let it be D. This point, let it be D. So this point will be what? C minus h, comma f of c minus h. Let this point be what? X is equal to c minus h. So corresponding to it, we will have f of c minus h here. Clear? So these three are the points A, B and D. Clear? These are 3 points. This is very much clear to you all. Now what is the slope of AB? This AB is a curve. If I join this line AB, just see here, this is your curve. This is your curve. This is your chord AB. Slope of AB. AB is what? A chord. If it is not visible here, just see if you are having 2 points, 1 point here, 1 point here. This is A and this is B. So if you will join with a straight line, this is what? A chord AB. Same way we are having a chord AB here. So what is the slope of the chord AB? Do you remember class 11th? Straight lines. The slope of a chord is given, slope is given by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Slope is given by what? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, where y1, x1 and x2, y2 are the 2 points. We are having 2 points A and B with coordinates C, F, C and C plus H, F of C plus H. So the slope of chord AB here will be what? What it will be? F of C plus H minus F of C. This is y2, this is y1, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. We will have C plus H minus C. So this will be equal to what? F of C plus H minus F of C upon this C is positive, this is negative, so it will get cancelled out. You will have H only. Clear? Clear? This is slope of chord AB. Clear? Now, what will be the slope of chord AD? What is the slope of the chord AD? What is the slope of chord AD? Now we can write it here. Is it visible? Slope of AD will be equal to, again, y2 minus y1. Here y2 is what? We can take y2, this also, this also. Now I'm taking this as y2. So f of C minus H minus I'm rubbing this. It is a small quantity. What we will have? F of C minus H minus F of C upon C minus H minus C. Again, this will get cancelled. You will have F of C minus H minus F of C upon minus H. Is this clear? Is this clear? So this is our slope of AD and this is our slope of AB. This is your slope of AB. This is your slope of AD. Clear? Clear, everyone? Now just see. These are your two slopes of AB and CD. Now just imagine if this H quantity, this H, the value of H, if it is tending to 0, if it is tending to 0, that means these two lines will coincide. If H is tending to 0, that means x of C plus H will come very closer to C only. From here also H is tending to 0, it will come very closer to it. So we will have only a single point A instead of B and C. Because B and D will coincide with A, B will also coincide with A. We'll have a single point here. The single point A, from this single point, what we can do? We can draw the slope, this chord will change into a tangent. This chord will change into, this chord AD and AB will change into what? A tangent at this point. It will change into a tangent at point A. Is that clear? Now, when we are having, just see here, we were having this much. Now I told you that limit H is tending to 0. Here also and here also, if limit H is tending to 0. If limit H is tending to 0, now these two things are not equal. This is slope of AD is this much. Now this limit H is tending to 0. Do you remember what is it? In the, just see the previous one. This is what? Your LHD. This is your left hand derivative, isn't it? Limit H tending to 0, F of C minus H minus F of C upon minus H. And this is your what? This is your right hand derivative. So when you are not putting the limit, this is slope of AB and AD. But as soon as we are putting the limit, what we are doing? We are changing the limit and we are minimizing the value of x to 0. As soon as we are minimizing the value of x to 0, this B will coincide with A, D will coincide with A, and we'll get the left hand derivative equal to the right hand derivative. Whenever these two are equal, what we said? The function is differentiable at that point. So now we can say that geometrically or graphically that at this point A, our left hand derivative, if our left hand derivative and the right hand derivative are the same, then we can say that the function is differentiable. How we can write that? The differentiability is a, write down differentiability. How you can define it as? You can define differentiability as, differentiability can be defined as slope of tangent to the curve at a point. So differentiability, how we can say in differentiability as, differentiability is defined as the slope of tangent to the curve at a point. Clear? So if you want to calculate the differentiability, whether function is differentiable or not, so you have to find it out whether left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative. And one more thing, this tangent should be unique. You cannot draw many tangents, or if at any point you cannot draw the tangent to the curve, then the function is not differentiable. And if you can draw multiple tangents at a particular point, then also the function is not differentiable. Is that clear? Now, one more theorem we will take. If a function is, what we will take? If a function is differentiable at a point, then it will be continuous at that particular point. If a function is differentiable at a point, if a function is geometrically, just see here, if we are having this curve here, if a function is differentiable at that this point P, if a function is differentiable at this point P, then obviously it will be continuous. Why? Because around this point we can We can draw the tangent at this point. That means what? It is differentiable. Now around this point, the curve is continuous. Why it is continuous? Because without any break, we can draw the curve. We can draw the curve without any break. So this function is what? Continuous. So if it is differentiable at any point, it will be continuous. Now how we can prove it mathematically? Just see how we can prove. You know that f of x, I'm not writing the theorem, you can write it down. If a function is differentiable, if a function is differentiable, it will be continuous. If a function is differentiable at a point, then it will be continuous at that point. At that point, or you can say any domain also. If we are having a particular range, that in particular range the function is differentiable, then in that particular range the function will be continuous also in that particular range. We'll take one question, then you will understand this. Clear? So how we can prove this theorem? You know that f of x minus f of c can be written as f of x minus f of c upon x minus c multiplied by x minus c. Can we write this way? We can write this way, there is no problem. Now, if we put the limit on both the sides, limit x tending to c, fx minus fc is equal to, again, limit x tending to c, f of x minus f of c upon x minus c multiplied by x minus c. Can we take this way? Can we take the limit on both the sides? Yes, we can take the limit on both the sides. Now just say we have done algebra of functions. If we are having two functions, fx and fc, then their addition, their subtraction, their multiplication will also be continuous, that we have studied. Now here we are not talking about continuity, we are talking about limit. Can we separate the limit? In 11th we have done. Yes, we can separate the limit. How we can write? Limit x tending to c, fx minus limit x tending to c, fc is equal to, now what is this value? Just now we have done the first, second thing we have done. What is it? F dash c into limit x tending to c, x minus c. We can separate the limit here also we can bring the limit, because if we are putting limit here, so we have to give limit here also. So we will have what? F dash c multiplied by x tending to c, c minus c will be what? Directly 0 by substitution. So we'll get this value as 0. So you can see here, limit x tending to fx minus fc will be equal to what? This quantity will be equal to what? 0. If this is equal to 0, what we can write? Limit x tending to c, fx is equal to how much? X tending to c, fc. There is no x here, so directly f of c. So what is it? What is it? This is the condition for continuity. This is the condition for continuity, that if limit x tending to c, fx, if it is not visible, I am rubbing it up, just see. You can pause the video to write it down. We can write here, I will write here as, this is equal to f dash c into 0, which is equal to 0. Now if this quantity is 0, we can write here as limit x tending to c, fx will be equal to f tending to fc. So this is what? This is the condition for continuity, which we have done in the last classes. Limit x tending to c, fx, limit exists. Limit exists means what? Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of function. What is it? Continuity. So if a function is differentiable, we have taken that fx is differentiable at a point c. So if fx is differentiable, we can say that. That's why we have written f dash c is differentiable. That's why I've written f dash c. So if it is differentiable, that means it is continuous also. Clear? Now, I'll give you one example of this. Just see fx is equal to mod of x. First of all, let me know whether the converse of this is true or not. Whether the converse of this is true or not. If a function is continuous, whether it will be differentiable or not. It can be or it cannot be. It can be differentiable and it cannot be. We'll take one example. Fx is equal to mod of x. Clear? Can you draw the graph of mod of x? This also we have done in our earlier classes. We know that this function is continuous. If you have not seen, see the previous video. This function mod x is continuous. We have proved it. Clear? So if fx is equal to mod x is continuous, this we have proved. Is it differentiable? Graphically, you let me know. What I told you, if it is differentiable, suppose at this point I am talking about. It should be differentiable at, suppose it is continuous at this point. Yes, it is continuous. Why it is continuous at this point from graph? Because we can draw the graph without lifting the pen around this point. So it is continuous at this point. But whether it is differentiable or not, just see at this particular point, can you draw a unique tangent? Can you draw a unique tangent? No. How many tangents you can draw? At this point, you can draw a tangent from here, from anywhere. So many. Here also, this also will be the tangent. So if you will draw multiple tangents, then what we can say, this function is not differentiable. I told you if you can draw at a point a unique tangent, then only it is differentiable. So we have proved it. If a function is continuous, it is not necessary that it will be differentiable also. But if a function is differentiable, then it is compulsory that that particular function is continuous also. Clear? Now how we can prove it? Using LHD, RHD. This is the last topic. Then we will do it next day. Just see fx is equal to mod of x. How can you define this function as? You can define it as minus x if x is less than 0. Clear? And x if x is greater than equal to 0. You know this. We have defined this function in our earlier classes also. Clear? Now, what is LHD? LHD will calculate limit x tending to 0 minus. Why we are taking? Because we have to see the differentiability at which point? At point 0. You have to check the differentiability at x is equal to 0. Clear? So at x tending to 0 minus, how we can write f of x minus f of c. Now c is what? 0. F of 0 upon x minus 0. Instead of c, we have written just what? 0. Now this will be equal to what? Limit h tending to 0, f of 0 minus h minus f of 0 upon, instead of x again we will write 0 minus h minus 0. The same way we have done x tending to 0 minus, we were having x tending to c minus. So we were taking c minus h here. Clear? Now we are having 0. So we'll take 0 minus h here. Is this clear? Now this will be equal to what? Limit h tending to 0, f of 0 minus h. 0 minus h, when it is 0 minus h less than 0, the function is what? Minus x. Clear? So we'll put the sign minus, and this is the value of x. So we'll put minus of 0 minus h minus f of 0. What is f of 0? F of x is x. So f of 0 will be 0 upon minus h. This will be equal to what? Limit h tending to 0 minus minus plus h upon 0, 0 will not have any value. So minus into minus plus h upon minus h, which is equal to what? Minus 1. This will get cancelled. You will get the value minus 1. So your LHD is equal to what? This is equal to minus 1. LHD is equal to what? Minus 1. Clear? Now we will calculate RHD. How will calculate RHD? Just see. Here only I am writing RHD. RHD. Clear? RHD will be equal to what? Limit x tending to 0 plus fx minus fc. Fc will be what? F0 upon x minus 0. which is equal to what? Limit h tending to 0, f of 0 plus h minus f of 0 upon 0 plus h minus this is 0. Clear? So this will be equal to what? What is f of 0 plus h? When the value of x is greater than 0, then value of the function is h. So it will be 0 plus h only. So limit h tending to 0, 0 plus h minus f of 0, 0 upon h. So it will be what? Limit h tending to 0, h upon h, which is equal to what? 1. H by h will cancel out. We get the value 1. So your RHD is equal to what? 1 and LHD is equal to what? Minus 1. So what you can say? LHD is not equal to RHD. So if LHD is not equal to RHD, we can say that the function is not differentiable at point 0. X is equal to 0. Clear, class? So today we'll end here only. Tomorrow we'll take one more example, one or two more examples of this. Clear? And then we'll start with the differentiation of different functions by formulas. Okay? Okay, class.